Hello crafty friends, I'm Lynn from Studio Kato and I'm so happy you're joining me again today for another video. Today I had some more fun with the Simon Hurley stamping foam and some stamps by Jane's Doodles. I am using this Butterflies stamp set by Jane's Doodles and it has lots of gorgeous butterflies and I love the style of them. They're really playful and so fun. I am going to make lots and lots of cards with these. And this was by far the quickest design I could come up with these butterflies. I didn't mean for it to be, but stamping foam is just so easy to use and so quick to make a card with. Well, yeah, it was done in I think 30 minutes, and I ended up making 2 backgrounds, only one of which I used today. And still, I did take my time with this card. I take my time with all my cards. I love card making, so I don't mind spending hours in my craft room. So everything goes at a glacier pace with me usually, including arranging these butterflies on the stamping foam. I just wanted a really nice background that was filled nicely with all of these butterflies, and there weren't too many empty spaces. I just wanted it to be really good so I could use it over and over again if I wanted to. Because that's the thing with stamping foam, and I think that's why they come with 4 in one pack. If you don't reheat it immediately, you can use this over and over again, the pattern that you create the first time. Now I pressed my little sheet of laminated sheet of cardstock on top of these butterflies so I could pick them up, and now they're arranged and they stick to the acetate of that laminated sheet of cardstock. And that way I can easily stamp my stamping foam into them, press my stamping foam into them, but I didn't get the greatest impression the first time. And another great thing about stamping foam is it's very forgiving. All you have to do is reheat it, and because my butterflies are stuck on that acetate or that slick surface, all I have to do is reheat it and press it back into those butterflies. They're still in the same spot, they didn't move at all, so this was really easy to do, and this time I did get a perfect impression. And once you have your pattern in your stamping foam, all you have to do is add some ink, and the easiest way I find to do this is to use ink cubes. They are the perfect size to have fun with lots of colors. I am listing all of the colors I used in the top left corner. If you want to follow along or if you want to revisit the colors I used, I'm using Pink Fresh Studio inks. The only thing you have to be aware of is you want your inks to be a little bit water reactive, so I'd go for dye inks. You could probably use oxide inks, but I haven't used those yet with the stamping foam. And you want to be aware that the stamping foam will stain with some inks. Now I know not all dye inks are staining inks, but these Pink Fresh Studio inks, there are definitely a couple of colors that do stain. Some dark blues, some purples, and the reds. Even the yellows have some staining properties. So if you don't clean them immediately, your stamping foam will definitely still carry that color even after you've cleaned it multiple times. I don't mind that. The stamping foam will still stamp perfectly, so it doesn't ruin the stamping foam at all. You just want to be aware of that if you do mind those things in your craft room. I like stain supplies because it honestly just inspires me, because it shows me what I've done before and what I could possibly do again. So I'm using the Canson Montval 200 GSM watercolor cardstock to stamp on, and all you have to do to stamp with this is just to spritz it with some water to activate the inks and to get all the ink flowing nicely. Now I do love that watercolor look you get when you add quite a bit of water, but the only thing you have to be aware of here is that the ink will keep moving around on the paper if you don't heat set it. And that will blur the lines of those butterflies even more, so I do heat set it pretty much immediately. Now, like I mentioned before, I made 2 backgrounds, and the reason for that is I had a clear design in mind for this card, and that involved cutting the background down with a die. But because I made that spotlight inking thingy that turned out not so great if I would have die cut it. I haven't die cut it, so I could still use it for a future card, but I thought a linear blend would be easier to die cut. So I made a linear blend with the same colors. I just throw in some lighter blue as well. And I'm spritzing it with water again and using the same paper, Canson Montval 200 GSM. You don't need heavy cardstock for this because your paper isn't going to be wet so long it's going to warp. So you just press it in nicely. I like to keep it on for a little while so the ink definitely transfers to the paper and the water has some time to pool because that gives those interesting effects with the butterflies. Now again, I am heat setting it immediately so the water doesn't travel around on the paper too much and blurs those lines even more. But I really love this look. I can't get enough of the stamping foam. You're probably already tired of my videos of it, but I make videos for me, sorry, and I craft for me mostly. So I'm having a lot of fun with it, so you're gonna be seeing lots of videos with the stamping foam coming up. Now I cut that down with a waffle flower postage die, and then I'm stamping the sentiment that comes with this set, which reads Butterfly Kisses, in some Versafine Onyx black ink. I did put the background panel that I die cut on my card before arranging the sentiment, so I knew exactly where to put it. I lined it up with the grid in my MISTI, and that makes it so it's straight. I'm embossing this as well. I do love an embossed sentiment. I love an embossed everything, to be honest. I love embossing. And that makes it just glossy and shiny, and it makes the black even blacker, even though that Versafine Onyx Black is already the blackest ink on the market, I think. I'm using some liquid glue to prop this panel up on some cardboard. Cardboard is really sturdy. Sturdier than foam tape or craft foam, so I do prefer to use this, and it's also lighter than stacking multiple pieces of cardstock together, which I used to do before I discovered cardboard, but repurposing old packaging is perfect to make your large panels dimensional. That pretty much finishes up this card. All that's left to do is add some sparkle. You know I love my sparkle. I only recently, I keep saying this. At this point, it's not that recently anymore. But I fell into the embellishment game not too long ago. And I'm just going crazy with everything. So I tried to keep it to a minimum on this card because I did want that tiny background to shine. So I am using the Stargazer Jewels by Pink Fresh Studio. They are a delicious deep blue, and they perfectly match the blue at the top of the card panel. Well, they don't perfectly match, but they go with it perfectly. I really love how this card turned out. I love these doodles by Jane. These doodled butterflies is what I wanted to say. I love the style of them, and they come out so playful and fun with the stamping foam. I hope you like it as well. If you did, make sure to leave a thumbs up on this video and leave your thoughts in the comments below. I would love to read them. And definitely make sure you check out Jane's shop as well. She has so many fun stamp sets. There's even a really new Easter stamp set that I just adore, and I can't wait to craft with that as well. Thank you so much for watching. Up on this video, I will leave a playlist with more Jane's Doodles videos, so check that out if you want to get inspired for more Jane's Doodles stamp sets, and I hope to see you next time.